Finally, he got his big break presenting the news 28 years ago. Now the audition is at an end. At last we can tell him, don't call us, we'll call you.
So do you want me to stay by the phone or don't you? No?
I don't particularly. Well, since those early days as a pioneering news reporter, Bruce has become a West Country institution, the longest-serving anchorman in Britain. Well, tonight, though, he hangs up his script. This is his last news programme. Well, right up to his last day, Bruce has been a vital part of the busy newsroom, his keen sense of a good story contributing to the daily production of the programme. But perhaps he's most at home in our studio with the cameras, the microphones and the lights. A far cry from when he was on the road, searching out the stories.
A raging torrent hit this small Somerset village soon after 11 o'clock last night. It raced through the middle of it, swept
July 1968, and a youthful Bruce Hockin reports on devastating floods in Pensford.
Carried away half a dozen cars as well. At one time, people say the height of the water was nearly 20 feet.
This was a sudden and unexpected disaster. People had been killed, others made homeless. Bruce's interviews conveyed the human drama.
I was inside. I took one of my children out and gave her to a friend of mine. Went back in to get the wife, but once we got in we couldn't get out again.
And he wasn't just in the West Country. This beach was in Aden, where British families were being evacuated because of the threat of terrorism.
Most of the families who are being airlifted out of this desert hotspot live in one particular area in Aden, here in the Marla district, and they're housed in giant blocks of flats. And as they prepare to pack their bags and get ready to go home, security precautions are being intensified.
Television news was still in its relative infancy. Bruce was among the early pioneers of this type of in-vision reporting, which made the viewer feel much more involved in the story. And these were times of great social upheaval as well. New rock bands were changing the sound and the style of music, and our Bruce put the question everyone wanted to ask.
Now, what do you think has taken you to the top? Is it the sound of your music, or your appearance, your long hair, your untidy dress?
I think it's both, really. We happened to look different and we sounded different when we came out from nearly any other group that was going. And this has helped create some of our success.
The smartly dressed reporter then discovered what it meant to be a rock idol. Things weren't always so hysterical, and Bruce was perfecting the art of the tough question disguised as a polite inquiry.
Now, there has been a suggestion, perhaps unkindly, that you do switch roles just because of the money.
No. First and foremost, I do parts because I want to do them, but at the same time, I make sure I get as much money as I can, because I had a long time when I didn't have any money at all, and I like a change.
He apologised for getting film star Jane Russell out of bed early. Then, you've guessed it, put her on the spot.
How much sleep do you normally like to have, particularly when you're on a strenuous
I like 9 hours. I like 9 hours if I'm not on a strenuous anything, but given, leave me alone, I can sleep 15.
Now, you established a unique reputation in the film business. Looking back, was this something that you welcomed, or did it irritate you to be called the sex symbol?
I was kind of astounded, frankly, and most of what you saw were, I think, posters and things that people painted and, drew, and I never knew anything about.
Bruce certainly seemed to land the plum jobs in those far-off, politically incorrect days.
Local hopes rest with two girls, one from Wales and the other from the West Country. That's Judith Radford, aged 19, a hairstylist from Swansea, and Iris Stiles, aged 23, a housewife and mother from Swindon.
And in an era when men wore suits to go dancing, Bruce was there to mark the latest trends.
So it seems that if you can't beat them, join them. Back this way.
And Bruce has been joining them ever since, in many ways and many places. The hairstyle may have changed over the years, but Bruce hasn't.
Well, Bruce, after that, I thought you could do with a glass of this.
Ooh.
And
Is it the hard stuff?
It is indeed. And any excuse for us to join in with a glass of bubbly too.
God bless.
Look, I've got to say, when I started with this company all those years ago, you could actually get away with calling me Young Richard. And here we are saying goodbye not only to Uncle Bruce, but to the viewers, I know, to an old friend. Someone they've known for an awfully long time. You've been the sort of head of our family too, Bruce, and a very human face of HTV. So on behalf of your friends and colleagues, both here in Bristol and in Cardiff, and the viewers, a very, very happy retirement. God bless, and we'll miss you.
Richard, thank you very much indeed. Folks, thank you.
Now, before you go, Bruce, your friends at the Western Daily Press had this front page specially made up for you so that you could hang it on the walls of Hockin Towers and remind yourself of the days when you yourself made the news so often, and it comes to you with all their good wishes.
Thank you very much indeed. Can I put that down, because we haven't quite finished, have we? Thank you very much indeed.
We've actually worked out, those of you who make headline news, worked out at a conservative estimate. You presented the news for 28 years. You presented 6,160 evening news programmes. You must be exhausted.
Oh dear, Andy's good at maths. Yes indeed, this is all very sad. Sad to be leaving you, sad to be leaving the team here. What a great bunch of people. I can tell you they do a fantastic job to make sure this programme goes on the air. But the team actually is losing another member. That's Paul Reeby. He's going to another job. Paul, good wishes to you. My thanks to all of you for your good wishes. So many of you have been on to say you've been with us right from the beginning, and that's 1968. August, I think, was the month. I've been overwhelmed by all your messages, the cards, the letters. Do you know, I wish I could reply to all of them, but I'm sure you'll understand. But now, I'm going to join you because after this, I actually become a viewer. But I know that the programme is in safe hands. Look at them all. They're all good folk, aren't they? And I know that you'll continue to support it as you have done over all these years. You stay with us, won't you?
I hope you do. Bruce, it's been a pleasure working with you. Most of us will be back here, I can tell you, to present the programme for you next Monday. But as it's his last programme, we have to leave the last word with Bruce Hockin. Cue Bruce.
What can I say but goodbye, and thanks for the memory, and thanks to all these folk here who've made it all possible. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Well done.